first week was great for you. I definitely saw a lot more volatility than in the last 2 weeks of the year. And just to do a little recap of the 3 stocks I mentioned last week with NVIDIA, sure enough, had good sell-off through majority of the week. And then I had a nice rebound on Friday. That's exactly what I look for, is the reversal pattern basically on a Friday of the shorts covering. As well as Thursday evening, they mentioned that they received artificial intelligence for driving self-automated cars. So that was a big spike in announcement of positive news for the company, driving the share price up, which I would anticipate would continue into Monday over the weekend with people talking about it. As far as TWLO, did see a little bit of a downtrend at the beginning of the week, and then we did see a little bit of a squeeze. It did squeeze up a good amount. I believe it was Wednesday or Thursday. I don't remember exactly which day. And then there was Kate Spade, that was talking about being bought out with the merger. So it did have a nice little rise on Monday morning, and then it was just a little general downtrend from there. I do think this is a good stock to watch going further. But as far as a holding for the moment, I think as far as a swing trade at the moment, it would be better just to watch it for that initial move before you get into it. Of course, this is just all my opinion. And going forward into the week, you know, I am seeing more volatility. There is more possibility. There's more people trading, so there's more activity in the market nowadays. We did see a bunch of lower float stocks on the move this week, which was great. ACAD earlier in the week, ACAD, which is a 94 million float stock that was being estimated to be bought out by Pfizer, and it did have a big run to it, and it had about 22% short of the float, which is very interesting. I like to see the high short float stocks, because that means that there's going to be a lot of volatility. Once the price action goes up, there's going to be people, the fear factor basically, where they're going to be scrambling to cover their shares because they want to go ahead and get out at the best price possible. I think that one's going to be good above 33 as a long. There was also live on Friday afternoon. I saw it later in the afternoon. I got an alert on my Extreme for downward momentum with trade ideas, one of my favorite windows to watch and monitor. And basically I saw that it went down to 17, and then it continued down a little bit further to 16.50. Then we had a $2 spike. Sure enough, right after that, there was a 4K by the CEO that he had purchased, I believe it was $250,000 worth of shares of the company, which is interesting because why is the CEO buying it? Right? Does he have inside information that's going to be coming out? Of course, it's all disclosed that he bought it, so it's a totally legal purchase, but it's very interesting to me that he's purchased this much of the stock going forward with anticipation of potentially some news coming out. After that, it did have a quick spike and then sold off a little bit, closing around 18 for the day. Another good one on Friday was BIOA, which is a 20 million float stock. And it went up to 624 during the day, pulled back to 610, and then after hours on Friday closed at 8 p.m. at 625. If this one breaks 650 with a 20 million in the float, it could very well have a nice quick run to it. Another great one like that as well earlier in the week that had good activity all week for about 3 days straight was ETRM, which has 15.46 million in the float. And you can just see when you have a lower float, the supply and demand, like I mentioned last week, when you have a higher when you have a higher demand and low supply, there's nowhere really for the price to go except for up, because there aren't that many sellers. There's a lot of people buying, and so they just eat up all the sellers, and it continues and continues and continues until people say, okay, wait, I want to start taking a profit. So on the flip side, as quickly as you see it go up, you can see it come down. But ETRM, I would continue to watch for above 975. That's going to be a resistance to break before it will start to squeeze some shorts that have some shares out there. Another one as well, low float, is OREX, OREX at 8.3 million in the float. That one above 4. And ZFGN, 22 million in the float, above 435. As far as shorts going into the week, we have CEB, if it breaks down below 74.65, HLT, a Hilton, if it breaks down below 55.35, and these are ones that are basically showing to be overbought and starting to somewhat curl down, and you can see that there's a support level, and if that support level breaks, more than likely you have some longer term holding people that probably have stops, and it'll start to go ahead and execute on the way down, which will cause more and more stops to execute. We also have ANCB, if it breaks down below 25.75, GSAT, if it breaks down below 150 for the penny stock traders out there, and CTIC, if it breaks down below $4. So that's it for the week, guys. Stay positive. Once again, Carpe Profit, seize the profit each time, and go ahead and grow your account. Sorry, I do have a little bit of a cold this week. As the baby is coming, more things are going on.